Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Force Lines Forever. Today, I have a 3v3 ladder match here on the most amazing Roxas map generator. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. Starting off with Team 1 in the Northwest, and ending with Team 2 in the Southeast, also known as the Blue Team versus the Red Team. Starting off with Team 1's Northwestern player in the northwestern corner of the map, pretty much, we have Gaba Gaba. He is a Seraphim for this match, and he is in Stitch Blue. To his east, we have in Amethyst Purple, it is Drimmer. He is a Cybran for this match in Amethyst Purple. And last but not least, for Team 1, we have Nasimka. He is a UEF for this match. He is in Royal Blue. So for Team 1 side of the map, they have one UEF, one Cybran, one Seraphim. Team 1 lacks the Aeon faction. Running up with Team 2 Southeastern player in the southeastern corner of the map, we have Lesaus. He is a Seraphim for this match in Ruby Red. To his west, we have in Orange Color Orange Unknown. It is not unknown, it is unknown. I want to say unknown, but it is not. He is an Aeon, the one and only of the match. He is, again, in Orange, the color orange. And to his north, we have in Chevy Crimson, it is faffing off, playing as a Cybran for this match. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have a Cybran and a Seraphim, just like Team 1 does, but they have an Aeon instead of a UEF, which means Team 2 lacks the UEF faction, Team 1 lacks the Aeon faction. And for the 6 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation, currently sitting at 2,000 mass, 500 mass per player. Nothing really crazy. Most of it is actually just kind of not segmented, but it's just Team 2 has their mass, Team 1 has their mass, and that's it. There's no real fighting over mexes in the middle, the mass in the middle of the map, I should say. But there will be a decent amount of fighting over the mexes in the middle of the map. There is a decent amount easy access with some hover tech units, both for Team 1 and Team 2. Of course, there's a little bit of a dead zone right here, and of course the water makes it a little bit more difficult for regular Team 1 units to get through. But both teams have hover tech units, as I said, so there should be a lot of floating nonsense going on. There are, of course, 2 decently sized ponds in the east and in the west. We already see Nasimka going up and putting up a nice little naval facility of his own, and it looks like his teammate actually know that it's his own engineer going for a secondary UEF naval facility. So we see a little bit of action for Team 1 in Navy. Maybe we'll go to the east. Team 2 doing the exact same thing, roughly, I'd say a little bit ahead of Team 1. Backing off, moving in a sub just to deny any sort of early naval expansion. We do see a nice little lab running around, causing some chaos. Takes out another unit here. It looks like an engineer or 2 died in their expansionary efforts. Looks like most of the mexes are going to Unknown. He's the one just capitalizing on the advantage of distance because his other 2 teammates are kind of further east, and he's the only one, you know, not the only one, but he's the furthest one west. We do see a kind of a ghetto gunship established here for Nasimka, and there's not really that many units on board. There's only 1 lab, so it's something, but it's not a lot of firepower. We do see a couple of interceptors from everybody on Team 2 deal with that quite nicely. Team 1 engineers dropped off to establish a forward operating position here on Team 2 side of the map. Naval facility started for Unknown. No com-on-com action as of yet. But, of course, this is a ladder match, so it's not that unheard of course, to see com-on-com action in ladder matches. But it's mainly just they're more standoffish in the sense that if one player dies in this sense, that's 33% of APM. So that could make a huge difference, especially later on in the match. So players, unless they really, really are trying to, you know, kill somebody on the other side or really go for a strategic point on the map and they have to sacrifice themselves to get it, it's really more about just hanging back, doing a little bit of early damage and then retreating. Unknown going for a little bit of overcharging on these Team 1 facilities, and the Simca over to the east, driving back those forces from Unknown, moving in to assist the commander. A little bit of some intercepting fighting going on between the both teams, and a couple of Team 1 Mantis moving in to throw back La Sauce a little bit. Looks like T1 AA being developed, but is not going to stop some T1 land units. T2 has been started for Drimmer and for Lasas. Lasas will be perfectly fine. Drimmer going to be perfectly fine. We might see the first com-on-com action. It looks like it's going to be between FAFing off and Drimmer. Nasimka and Unknow were kind of in the running for that, but it doesn't. Oh, no, it doesn't look like FAFing off will engage, so maybe it will be Nasimka and Unknow trading the first blows between comms. It looks like Nasimka really just wanted to stay out of range. And then Nasimka does receive the first shots in the back. Definitely not a good situation to be in. A couple of more Aurora moving in to assist Unknown. Both of these comms have dropped into the yellow. There is a 1,000 HP differential between the UEF and Aeon Bog standard commanders. So a little bit of an advantage, but nothing too crazy. Couple of Team 1 units can rip that 1,000 HP up very, very quickly. Team 2 has locked out Team 1 on the eastern side for Navy, so Team 1 has their toes firmly planted in Navy, at least for now. A couple of subs inbound to assist, but I don't think it's going to cause any sort of exoduses for Team 2 to flee water. We do see that Nasimka has now been shoved into said water in this nice little pond here, and Team 1's player of Gava Gava is actually in the middle, forcing back Lasas. T2 PD online. They are Ut the Shah. That's very nice. We're dealing with units. If they actually hit their target, there it goes. For some reason, it was missing constantly. We even see faffing off back over here to the east. Stealth started for Drimmer, maybe going for Nano, and that upgrade's going up very quickly. It is +2, but still going up very, very quickly here for him. Nobody else really has upgrades besides Lasas's T2. Torp being built here by Drimmer, so he's going for Stealth, T2, and Torp, so he gets a little bit additional hit points. Is hidden from radar, except for Vision, of course, and Omni, and will have the ability to fight against any sort of T1 action. Transport inbound with a lot of units, gets shot down immediately by that T2 cruiser. Faffing off as T2 Naval Tech online. Did not go for the Salem first, went for the cruiser, and it paid off dividends, prevented that drop from, I think that was that Drimmer? It was Seraphim. It could have been Gava Gava, but it also could have been gifted over from Gava Gava to Drimmer, which is possibly the case because I don't see any T2 air facility besides the Seraphim one, so definitely is the case. Couple of interceptors claiming the way for some bombers to assist with kicking Team 2 out of Navy, but with 2 backup naval facilities and the main one being upgraded to T2, I highly doubt that's going to happen anytime soon, especially with some hover tech pseudo-naval units online for Unknown. He's moving in and forcing that group of forces back, neutralizing the attack power of the subs, and of course the frigates are not great. I mean, it's not bad. They're spam, so it's, you know, in large numbers they make a difference, but in small numbers, Starting TAC missile, Gava Gava. He has T2 on board, so trying to inflict some economic damage to Team 2 at range. I wouldn't be surprised to see some Team D built shortly to deter that. Of course, Team 2 does have missile-capable comm. That is Lasas is the player who can do that. Team 1 also has Nasimka who could do that, so they have attack missile only and a Billy Nuke option. And we'll see if either of those players, meaning Team 1's Nasimka or Team 2's Lasas, use that missile as well. Looks like a couple of Voltu gunships inbound to try to just shove back the hover tech units. Need to get that hover flak inbound. I was looking for the words there for a second. They are escaping me. Torpedo at 13% for faffing off. We do see Drimmer's inbound stealth. Again, T2 and Torpedo. Shots against that TMD will try to deter any sort of TMD shenanigans for Gava Gava's missile tactics. Oh, he might go for a close-range missile support. He's going to go for, looks like, I don't even know what he was going for because it was shot down anyways. Looks like he was maybe going for some mexes. Maybe the headquarters shoots another missile. It is in range. That is what he's going after. At least that would make sense, but yeah, good luck. Gava Gava receiving a decent amount of shots from that Salem over there. Another missile shot down by the TMD. You would think after maybe the second one, he's like, well, I didn't see any damage done. or anything. I just want to make sure I can maybe take it out. Again, he can't know 100% for sure. Spy plane over top will reveal if it was successful, which it was not. So there's that. Missile inbound takes out that Salem. One shot. Nice grab by Gava Gava. Great grab there. A couple of Team 1 units inbound to cover Gava Gava's escape, and we even see Drimmer over here to the east faffing off. Maybe took a little bit of shots, but Drimmer moving in with his, again, torpedo upgrade, which does nothing when he's on land, and looks like a couple of torp bombers are shoving him in or onto land and now back into Navy. T2 transport inbound to try to assist, but there's a lot of interceptors from both Lasas and faffing off trying to deny it. It looks like both of those transports are going to get out of there, but there's one of them doesn't get out of there, never mind, and the other one doesn't get out of there either. They both get shot down. A little bit annoying for Team 1, and a couple of ASFs are now online for Lasas. T3 Air Tech is full-fledged, and Unknown going for his T3 air facility. And we even see faffing off going for his own T2, maybe T3 air facility. The naval facility was destroyed. T2 is being rebuilt, and T2 Navy is online for Drimmer on the eastern side. T2 also online in the UBF Tech. Is he going for cruisers? He is going for destroyers, not going for cruisers. Yeah, I mean, he is trying to push back Navy. But in the east, faffing off has been defeated by Gava Gava. Looks like it was attack missile snipe. Apologies for missing that. I will cut at the end of the video what exactly happened, but I feel like that's definitely something that I should have caught. I was just barely distracted by that naval facility upgrade. So that is a kill for Team 1, dropping this game to a 3v2. Couple of Ilshis inbound to Nasimka. He should be fine, though. He has some brick, T2, and other support inbound, so no real crazy nonsense there. Maybe even a torp launcher probably assisted that as well. Looks like that possibly has the... no, it does not have the range. So, close. But it does look like his comm was just barely either in the water or trying to get in the water or something and just got sniped. Low HP, says faffing off for Drimmer. I mean, Drimmer is a little bit above red, low yellows, so, nothing too crazy, but it is one of those things where it could be a snipe. Transport hovering around, having a fun time, covering for a commander there, or also just trying to assist with taking out that Salem. Looks like the Salem continuing to pressure the eastern side of the middle. Attack missile started for Lasas, so he's going into attack missile tech because he saw the effectiveness of Gava Gavas. T2 hover augmenting the Team 1 and a couple of the T2 forces for the naval side of things for Unknown. Unknown does have second base or 2 bases, so his mass income is now at 200, but I will point out that Drimmer is at 200 as well, so he has a lot of income. So Team 1 is leading by over 100 mass per second. It is a huge amount of mass. Attack missile is done for the sauce. He's building it as we speak. And that will probably come in handy as Team 1 tries to just kick Team 2 out of the everything else. They're not going to kick him out of the middle. Transport inbound to the east with a couple of bricks. And looks like a deceiver on board, which means this will not be spotted by Team 2 until it's too late. Until those units have now dropped off. Mexes are being taken offline. Maybe they'll see, maybe they won't. Corsairs are being built. Maybe that's what they're going to throw at this. They're not going to really be spammed up very quickly. Torpedo bombers definitely not going to be useful in this engagement. A couple of some T3 gunships online for Unknown. Looks like Mex assassinations are underway. Drimmer doing a very nice job of just cleansing the eastern side of Mexes, extending their lead overall for Team 1. And keeping Team 2 at least further behind them. Kick him while he's down, another way to put it. Ooh, another attack missile snipe inbound. Is it going for Lasas? No, it's not going for Lasas. It's going for a Mex. The T1 Mex, but, it's something. It's better than nothing. Looks like those bricks are now in the main base for Lasas. Not great. Voltage being spammed up. Another set of Mexes down. Those are T2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 T2 mexes, 6 of which were ranked, and now a T3 mex is down. Oof. Faffing off is just getting eaten alive by those bricks. It looks like one of the bricks is down. Pigeon has been targeted. I don't think it's going to be built, or it's going to be destroyed in time. And even if it was close, these engineers could easily just reclaim it. Brick will attempt to go after this Pigeon. If he does get it, he would get both. Oh, it's going to get close. Will he get it? He will. Nice grab by that Brick, and he actually reps up a little bit more HP. Oof. And Lasas is just hurting this game. And another T2 Mex goes down. He's down to 30 mass a second. Man, it is just not great to be him in this game. Look at all the dead Mexes and look at all the dead everything else. His air headquarters is fine, but everything else is just not good. And that Brick is finally defeated. Man, that was brutal. But Team 2 is launching an attack on the Navy. Units transfer over the Drimmer and the Simca control case, which means everything underneath them and nearby will be destroyed. Waiting for the explosion to happen. There goes the fleet. There it goes. Torpedo bombers were already inbound anyway, so that would have been a kill nonetheless. So it will kill some of, if not most, if not all. If I just say if not a bunch of times, I'll just include everything. Some of the naval units will be fine, though, and they'll take out the T2 naval headquarters. But I do understand where he was probably coming from with that. If he knew about the torpedoes or not. He was pretty much knocked out of Navy at that point. You know, it would have been worse because those ground forces that were acting as naval units would have just hovered onto land and run around, and it caused some havoc. So it's probably better that Nasimka died, and then everything transferred already. So then, you know, Trimber could already be prepared for that and whatnot. And given the fact that Team 1 is now at a tie game in terms of comms left alive, and Team 1 is almost double the income of Team 2. Team 1 is sitting very, very pretty. A couple of units, though, have made it through. I don't know if they were dropped off or not. I don't think they were. But if they were not, they would have walked all the way around. So, no, that would have been definitely a drop-off. A couple of Exodus-class destroyers trying to get the shots on a couple of T2 Mexes. They need to move a little bit over to the west to be able to effectively shoot, because that cliffside is just a little bit too tall for them to ride the right. Couple of ASFs trying to clean out the restorers. They do have AA weapons on board, and some of those gunships will go down, but they're more than content with just slowly eating away at the Mexes that are on the outskirts for Gaba Gaba, which is very fun to say, by the way. Gaba Gaba is a very, for some reason, fun name to say. T3 Naval Tech coming on. Ooh, are we going to see Torrents? Ooh, we might see some Torrents coming online. That'd be fun to see. And it's about 50% done with that. Lasas back up to roughly 100 mass income. His T3 Pigeon has been rebuilt. So he's getting that all situated. That was a brutal drop, though, by Drimmer. A couple of bricks and a Deceiver just wiped a player out, essentially, and knocked him back at least 5 minutes at a minimum. We do see that Team 2's Lasas, at least on the ground side of things, has made up a decent amount of ground. No pun intended there, at least obviously not intentional. In the middle, it does look like he's going to be pushed back, though. There's a decent amount of bricks inbound with a couple of flak, and also Deceivers as well, so it really blocks Team 2's ability to really see what's going on. If he doesn't notice, he could be dead here. Ooh, he does have T2, he does have gun, he does have missile, but that's a lot of shots inbound, and Lasas is dead by bricks. Ooh, it's gotta hurt. Team 2 loses another player. It is now a 2v1 game, and Team 2 switches from being Team 2 or Red Team to Orange Team. And it's now just Unknown. So it's Team Unknown versus Drimmer and Gaba Gaba for Team 1 or Blue Team or the Northern Team or whatever nomenclature you want to give it to the northern side of the map team. We do see, again, map control. I don't really count the eastern side because it's kind of fluid, but Team 2 definitely owns the Western Navy. It's over 50% for Team 2, but again, one thing to point out, there's a decent amount of bricks running around, so Mexes are going to die at a minimum, at least a couple of Team 1s. And it's a 2v1 scenario. Long term, in terms of APM, Team 1's going to win just because, you know, not just because, but more than likely due to, you know, APM and division of responsibilities and all that. It's just Subcom Brain sets in a lot faster, hits a lot harder when you're all by yourself. So, just food for thought there. A couple of ASF over top cleaning out the T2 bombers and the Corsairs that were over top. Restorers acting as ASF because there's really no ASFs in the area, but they will shoo away the rest of those ASFs, those air superiority fighters. And some bricks will just hang out down here. We'll see if they last, because there's hovertech units waiting. There's torpedo bombers inbound again. And Corsairs just waiting for the chance to engage. We do see a land army is inbound. And not looking super good for Team 1. There are some more T3 units inbound. They are AA units. There's a couple of Riptides as well. It doesn't look like the Blazes are actually going to fully commit. And this base that once belonged to Nasimka will be left alone for the most part. Again, mexes on the western side have been taken out. And Team 1, is there a power issue? Oh, yeah, there's a little bit of a power. Oh, looks like Drummer's fixing it. It's like, I don't think the lead is that. Oh, but Gava Gava is way down in power. That's definitely not helping the mass leads for Team 1. It's about even with that. And then if Gava Gava gets back to normal, he should be about, I think it's like 50 or 60 mass ahead. More of that than Team 1, at least what they currently have. We do see, there she is. The Torn class missile ship is online. Love to see it. And the range on these things is just absolutely nuts. It's not a 20 by 20, and it's not even a probably 15. It's probably like a 13 or 14 by 14. I can't even see the northern or southern edge of the game simulation box, whatever you want to call it. So that is a huge chunk of the mass that the thing can shoot at. If you park it right about here, it can hit a lot of things. Oh, and I want to point out, there is a Monkey Lord online for Drimmer, and it does get pinged by somebody on Team 2 because they saw the laser. Ooh, possible T3 artillery installation, especially with these hives right here. They could easily put a T3, or, you know, they could put a T4, not Scathis. I was going to say Seraphim, but Scathis, because adjacency doesn't work with Scathis because it's a unit, not a structure. Food for thought there. In the north, a decent amount of destroyers shooing away the remainder of Unknown's fleet, and I feel like this is going to just be biding his time, or at least keeping Team 1 back, because that's a lot of T2 aggression inbound. He doesn't have that much on the field. He has a couple of restorers, but there's a lot of pressure from Drimmer, and Drimmer's, of course, focusing on mainly defense in the west, so nothing too crazy, but a little bit more pushback, especially with AA. That's his main line of attack in the east. Monkey is also inbound to assist on this vector and just go straight into the base, use the water for coverage, which can work if the Monkey Lord is stealthed or not noticed. If it's noticed, not going to be as great. Just torpedo bombers inbound constantly will rip that thing apart very quickly. Torpedoes are inbound. Team D trying to shoot all of them down, but there's just a lot of missiles. And they're targeting T3 mexes. The accuracy is a little off in terms of the precision of the missiles, but with that amount of missiles inbound, yeah, you're gonna miss, but you're gonna hit something at some point. They're just putting lead down range, or in this case, putting the missiles down range and just waiting for something to blow up. Fleet is now in the main production facilities here for Unknown, and he has pretty much lost the Eastern Navy. We have a lot of bouncers acting as ground units, or sorry, direct fire ground units, which they're not because they're indirect ground units because they fire not. Oh, I guess they fire directly at their opponent. That's actually fair, but their accuracy is just terrible. Just nope, not good, not good. Their hit to miss ratio is very bad, very bad. Probably 0.5. I wouldn't say 0.5. It's probably 0.3, 0.4 maybe. 0.4 isn't too bad. 0.3 is pretty bad. You essentially you hit 30% of the shots that you fire. Not great. Not great for percentage. Another Torrent class missile ship. Man, he is just pumping those things out. He has 5 of them online. That is a lot of missiles. Team 1 is investing in missile defense tech heavily. Those defense contractors are making a killing on their laser weapons. We do see blazes are inbound, but lots of T3 units are inbound, and there's Team D being built all the time, just making it such a buzzkill to be around. Those buzzkills, I mean, they do get their namesake for some reason, and the Team D just cannot let anything get by. It's playing Missile Command over here, especially it's even on hard mode or even extreme mode because there's just tons and tons of torrents. Now what Team 2 should do is have Seraphim T3 aircraft and T2 cruiser missiles, and it's just missiles, and more missiles just all the time. But an attack straight up the middle here from Team 2's Unknown, going after more T2 mexes. They're not T3, but hey, that's 9 mass a second per mex, and that's going to be 5 dead, 9 mass a second mexes. That is, sorry, yeah, 5, 9 mexes, 9 mass a second. I think I said that right the first time. I don't know. It's 45 mass a second, regardless of how you splice it. It's either 5 times 9 or 9 times 4, 9 times 5. Same thing. Same, no difference. Tomato, potato, as I always say. Tomato, potato. Monkey is inbound. T2 PD trying to be built, but I don't think it's going to be built in time. SMD over here, and that is also half loaded, so they definitely want to keep that intact. Don't think it's in range of any cruiser nonsense. Team 1, of course, does have UEF tech in the Simca and Seraphim tech with missiles, so keeping that away from the shoreline is definitely a good idea. PD trying to be built, but I will point out, putting your Omni next to a T3 quantum reactor is a good way to cut its power consumption, but it does blow up anyways. But to be fair, just next to a T1 PG it blows up, so meh, might as well just take what you can get kind of thing. Lots of PD have been built, but it's just not enough. Another PD going to be built and then just annihilated before it even gets a shot. Another Pigeon going to go down, and then another one. This monkey would have killed off 48,000 mass. There's another Pigeon over there. A couple of Utashaders are now in range. Another T2 Pigeon will actually escape the onslaught. 54,000 mass killed. The monkey load has paid for itself and then some. And it looks like, will it get another T3 X? Yes, it will. Wow, that thing really did pay for itself. Woof. Team 2 now knocked down to 500 mass a second. Team 1 at 700. Sorry, Team Unknown is at 500, and Team 1 is at 700. That's a 200 mass difference. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game at 32 minutes. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, because why not at this point, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much. And if you haven't gone and seen the first video of the year, the Phantom game, go ahead and check that out. It was really fun to do. Everybody seemed to enjoy it. So go ahead, if you haven't seen it, go watch that video. It's literally the number before this one. I think this is 534, so 533 would be the. It's the New Year one. It's there. Chicken moving in and actually takes out a decent chunk of this fleet, and it's tall enough to where its main cannons can still fire pretty heavily into the water, which means a lot of that fleet kind of just got wrecked. Not great, and there's now Rex to scoop up. There's a joke in there somewhere. I'm not super funny, so somebody besides me could come up with a joke about that. Not me though. Anyway, couple of restores over here pushing back the bricks. The bricks are like, I just want to repeat what my cousins did, and restores are like, absolutely not. Not again. We saw what you did to Lasas. We're not letting you do it to us, and that's brick will take out an engineer trying to build some more T2 artillery, and that engineer will die, but nothing else dies, so that's better than nothing. Chicken holding position over here. I think that's the second chicken, because the first chicken's over here. Restore is still running around going after some more Salems. There is some AA on board. It's not great, but it's something. It's always better than nothing, and those missile ships are just kind of having a hard time. Looks like actually a couple of them got taken out by maybe T2 artillery, or oh no, they're bombing runs. There's a lot of bombing runs. We do see those missile ships are going after the Kiefer class aircraft carriers, and it's just going to be a buzzkill of sorts here, just constantly. We do see a couple of hover tech units also being spammed up by German to just force this fleet back. There's no direct fire weapon systems on board most of these vessels. There's a couple of frigates and one destroyer, but it's not the laser weapons of the Seraphim by any means, so those shots can be dodged. Lasers are very hard to dodge. They shoot in a line, and if you're in that line, you're going to get hit. It's just kind of how lasers work. Chicken is moving down the middle. Team 1, have you prepared for it? There is a monkey load over here. There's a crab being built, but that's a little bit ways away from actually being done. We have SACUs being gated in. Looks like they're the RAS, or oh shoot. The Rambo ones. There we go. That's the word for it. 2 chickens are inbound. Sorry, 2 monkeys are inbound to face the chicken. Second chicken is right behind the first one. Got to keep that chicken moving because that couple of monkey lords is going to destroy it. Another fleet is inbound. ASF's guarding it. Cruisers are inbound. We try to, again, force back that Air Force for... No. The missiles are just not having their desired effect. There are some gunships. They could move in and try to take out some of those TMD, but there are shields being deployed and there's some AA also being deployed, so I don't think it's going to get that much work done. Monkey Lord falls back, allowing the second one to catch up, and now the second one is retreating. This second chicken to the east, though, has taken a decent chunk of damage. There's a lot of bricks behind them, though. The chicken has the range advantage with its main weapons, and that's going to be a dead monkey. Ooh. You fell into my trap card. It's called I'll tactically retreat until I can turn around and shoot back at you. That's what happened. That's what I'm calling it. Chicken at 2-star veterancy. This chicken almost at first class or first-star veterancy. The chicken split up, though. That's not a good idea. This chicken is just being annihilated by brick fire. And at this point, you might as well just turn it around and throw it right in the middle of that nonsense. Looks like the monkey is going to be diverted westward to intercept this chicken, but it's a little bit too late. The monkey already got some... chicken already got some distance. The chicken is probably just going to try to get back to base so he can control K or just die closer to home is probably what it's really going to be. Monkey is going to be a little bit... stop Team 1 PD being spammed up very quickly. The chicken just doesn't have an idea what to fire on. It is going to take out the PD being built, but I feel like that's not really worth it at this stage. The T3... land headquarters for the Siren would be a nice grab, but it's distracted doing other things. That line of PD is down. 3-star veterancy, almost to 4. There's a couple of Riptides and a decent amount of aircraft and gunships, which will defeat said chicken. And of course, second chicken's over here. Third chicken online for a no. Missiles are just not having their desired effect as much as they were probably hoping for. There's so many of these things being fired just constantly. And there's only so much, of course, that shields and Team D can take, but there are a lot of them for Team 1. I mean, there's ones between Drimmer and not Guava, but Gava Gava. 36 for Gava Gava and 52. Yeah, that's plenty. Wouldn't like a little bit of shielding just in case, but maybe just T2 shielding, even just a couple of them, just like this one is, just covering it a little bit, because you can see the shields will be taken out eventually. The T2 artillery looks like it's the target. T3 Omen is online, and that's what's cracked the shielding and going after the artillery. It takes out that 2 right there. Chicken is being deployed soon by Gava Gava, and a chicken to the east is going to take out the headquarters. It's probably its target. We're going to try to stay out of the water as much as possible. I don't think you really need to worry about that much dodging. Just take out the headquarters. Can't produce any more Salems or cruisers if you take out the headquarters, but it's taking out all of the naval units. I do understand shoot at the stuff shooting at you and then shoot at everything else that can shoot at you. I do get that. But this is a high-value target, at least on this eastern side. Granted, to be fair, the Navy's already lost. But still. And it looks like it will finally turn around, but I feel like it could have just done that from here. Slow cannon shot is going to be the death of that thing. A lot of T3, T2 spam inbound. Force back the chicken into the water, and Team 1's going to win that fight in the water department. The thing does not have torpedoes. It just has AA. It's volatile because of the ion storm. More and more gun. That's a lot of T2 gunships inbound from all those aircraft carriers. They're going after everything on the ground because they can't target most air units. They can target some, just not all of them. 38 minutes on the clock. Does Team Unknown have any... oh, no, well, okay, it's going to be a nuke. Looks like they have any idea on how to end the game, and that is going to be it. Looks like Dreamer's going for artillery. Anything else? Nope. So it's just going to be 1 artillery versus 1 nuke. I'll give it to the nuke. If the SMD can be taken out, that's game right there. Oh, there's another SMD over there, to be fair, but still. 1 artillery is not going to be enough. And that chicken does make it underneath the surface of the water and actually escapes to this eastern side where there's nothing over here. Both these are chasing it. I feel like at that point you could have just walked it back home and called it a day. There's no subs in this mix. There's a couple of Salems, so there would be torpedoes on board, but This is all Team 1 spam. It's going to kill the chicken. The chicken's going to die over here, and then Team 1's going to reclaim it. So I feel like walking it home would have just been better. You could have just walked it home across this way as well. Anyway. Chicken is online, being targeted by the battleship, and all of those forces are retreating. I don't blame them. It's a lot of firepower on board that thing. Chicken being produced in the middle once again. Looks like Team 2 has vacated the initial premises. T2 gunships are inbound just to throw at whatever. And there's a couple of Corsairs that can target them, but there's not a lot of AA. It looks like there's a little bit of power fluctuations. No, definitely not a good time to have those. Those Corsairs should be more than enough. The T2 shield generator, I don't think will be pierced by any means. It probably will lose most of its charge, but it should be fine. Chicken is now in the water. It's taken out a Omen. The second Omen is under fire. Looks like the chicken's going to try to get as much distance as it can, or just trying to hide underneath the surface of the water. 2,700 hit points. 700 hit points remain. There goes the chicken. The Iron Storm is going to activate at the top, or not the top, on the surface of the water, not below it, or wherever it died. Ooh, that's not great. Got to get that Omen out of there. There's 48,000 hit points on board, but that Iron Storm can shoot through stuff just like it's butter. Just cut through it very, very quickly. Chicken online here for Unknown, and this will crack all of the remaining TMD defenses for both Gava Gava and Drimmer. There's not a lot of PD here. There is some T2 artillery, but that's being wiped out almost immediately. Iron Storm is down or done. Cruiser missile, torrent missile fire is inbound. There's still some TMD remaining, but there's a lot less than there used to be. T2 torrent bombers are inbound. Are they going after the battleships? Are they going after the aircraft carriers? They're going after the aircraft carriers. They're going to one-tap that one. That one no longer exists in this plane of existence, that's for sure. Looks like Unknown's done with dealing with any sort of naval tech, but at least a little bit. Second one is going to go down. There's not a lot of cruiser flak to really deal with this. So that's a dead everything over here. Second chicken is inbound to assist. It's taking out the defenses in the west. There's a line of PD up there protecting a nice little Omni. There's PD being built behind the TMD to help assist with the chicken. But the second chicken is inbound, and it's not looking super good here for Drimmer on this western side. The chicken is losing a lot of hit points, though, to this amount of Voltru fire. Again, the AA, not great. Nope. Don't trust it by any means. The chicken should be moving in. Don't just keep it standing there. You got to keep... Oh, there it went. Second chicken is now the primary target of those gunships. More gunships are inbound. Looks like Corsair is going after the naval forces over here. The headquarters is down, so it's only Team 1 naval tech, but I think Drimmer's kind of done with that. Artillery is done. Nuke is outbound. Shields are down. Not good. Sorry, not even shields. Power is down. Not good for Unknown. Looks like he's going to fix it here shortly, but not super great. It's going for, I mean, probably this SMD and that SMD, but that SMD has been built for a little bit. It has one loaded. This one is just been built recently. And there goes the SMD. First nuke has been shot down. Second nuke, second nuke is almost done. If he fires it at the exact same spot, he can take out the air grip, but he's probably concerned about the artillery piece, which of course anybody would be. But I feel like taking out the air grip would be the bigger target. Or what you could do is go after the SMDs, and then your opponent can't fire or shoot down your third nuke. So that's a thing. And, you know, get some veterancy for that nuke launcher. Are you going to fire it immediately? The answer. Oh, there it is. I hear the warning signs. We'll watch it expand and fire its nice little missile. There it goes. It is inbound. T3 artillery targeting. I don't know what it's targeting. Oh, the base here for what belongs to the sauce. Second one is inbound. Is there an SMD going to be loaded? No, would be probably the answer to that. It's going to be close. And in the interim of me being distracted by nukes and whatnot. Chickens forcing back crabs. Lots of bricks, though. Lots of gunships as well. Nuke is going to make it. The SMD does not load in time. Kaboom! There goes the air grid. There goes the headquarters. There's one air facility, a couple of actually them remaining. But that doesn't matter. First chicken is down. Second chicken is down. Shortly after, monkey is down. And that is going to be a huge amount of reclaim here for Team 1. They only lost one monkey for 3 chickens and a bunch of T3 units. That's a trade anybody will take any day of the week, even if it's on sale. You do see... Oh, sorry, even if it's marked up, that is on sale. Sorry, even if it's marked up, that's probably a better way to put it, not on sale. It's like, that doesn't make sense. The SMD has now loaded, so unfortunately they can't do a double nuke, but the damage is done. The air grid is down. The nuke is, of course, not nuke. The artillery is now the next target of the nuke, most likely. 45 minutes on the clock. The missile ship's still trying to rein in. I just don't think... I mean, Team 1's been on a lesser percentage of the map for a while now, and they are still producing more mass than Team 2. And that partly comes to the fact that both Drimmer and Guava are 2 people, and Unknown is 1 person, so they can, again, divvy up the responsibilities a lot better. You have the air player and the ground player / Navy player, and now T3 artillery player. You don't have 1 person doing the everything. And it's just very much on display that it's just slowly taxing him a little bit more than Team 1. And eventually that's going to cause him to capitulate and either throw in the towel or die or make a mistake or something that will end the game. Artillery sitting at 12,000 mass killed. Again, nothing too crazy. It's only 1 artillery, so it's not the end of the world. But that's bad. We saw how bugs can be devastating, especially in last video. I don't particularly like them. But again, 1,000 of anything will kill anything, and 1 is fine for right now here for Team 1. And there's a lot of T3 pigeons going down. Unknown, how's your power? It's fine for now. Obviously, the nuke is the target, at least somewhere around there is the target. And once the bug has clearance to go after the nuke, it's going to go for it. T3 Mex is going to go down. At this point, just go for the nuke. That's the only thing Team 2, that Team Unknown has at this point. Just wiped everything west of that main base, and it's just going to cleanse the entire western side. I don't understand why Drimmer's not just going to go for the kill here. There's not a lot of AA here. There's T2 AA being built now, but there wasn't any a minute ago or 2 minutes ago. Could have easily wiped out the nuke, wiped out the everything else, and essentially that would have been game. But we'll keep an eye on that because that is very not good. Still missiles raining in constantly. Again, the range on those things is very nice, but they're not targeting anything of real importance at this point. They're just wiping everything west to east. I mean, they could be taking out the T3 land headquarters. They could be taking out the SMDC. That would have been a good target at all those SMDs. Cleared the way for the nukes and have no issue. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of TMD, but... You know, the chickens are kind of blazing a trail. That's the idea. How's the... well, yeah, it's literally just kill everything. Again, I don't know why Drimmer is doing that, but maybe he has some idea in mind. No idea. Wants to make the game last a little bit longer. Second bug is online, and both chickens are now down. Yeah, those aren't good things for Unknown. Looks like the Soul Ripper has turned around, and I think at this point, I'm just going to speed things up at least a tiny smidgen, just because I can kind of sense the way the winds are blowing. Oh, that is not the right button. That's the right button. I pushed the enter button, not the plus button. Literally, the bug is going all the way around the nuke. You don't have to do that. You could have gone straight for the nuke and called it a day. I mean, he wants to take out the everything that Unknown has and leave him with absolutely nothing. It's probably a Drimmer's idea. Where's that second bug? Did he send that in somewhere? No, I think he's keeping it in reserve. Oh, there it is. Yeah, he's keeping it in reserve. Third bug now online. And now that bug is just retreating. It's taking literally everything out. It's not letting Unknown walk any bit further than he can. Nuke is outbound. It's going to get shot down. It's not going to happen. Yeah, it's not great. This is what Team 2 can see. You can talk about just no scouting. And there goes the signature. It's gone because it got shot down by the SMD. 50 minutes on the clock, and no control Ks and calls it a game. Yeah, I feel like that Solar River could have easily just wiped out that nuke and called it a day, but yeah, no, FAFing off's like, you had this game. No, I mean, Drimmer had 3 bugs, soon to be 4, not like literally soon to be 4, and that would have wiped the rest of the everything out. So there really wasn't a way for Unknown to come back. Maybe if he took out the SMDs first, then took out the air grid, that would have allowed his chickens to move in a little bit easier, maybe, because then, you know, everything would be here dead, and then all this would be dead, and then you can start whittling away all the land forces. Now taking out the T3 headquarters probably would have been a little bit of a setback for Team 1's Drimmer, but he would have just rebuilt it pretty quickly anyway, so nothing really, really crazy. But let me know down in the comments who you think is going to get MVP for me, or for you, I should say. Because for me, it's got to be Drimmer. That drop earlier on was just amazing. Came in just a couple of, again, it's usually the moves that are just, I'll just see. We'll see if it happens. Couple of bricks, Deceiver, nothing too crazy, and then just wipes almost Lasas off the map. Just did a very good job of that. Kept Team 2 back, just constantly in eco. Team 1, even though, like you can see, map control heavily in favor of Team 2, just could not capitalize on it soon enough and long enough, especially with the lack in APM. So really it comes down to APM / I think there could have been a little bit better strategy, but I think for the most part, even if there was better strategy a little bit more, I think Team 1 would have been a couple more minutes and that would have been game anyways. But again, let me know down in the comments who you would pick for MVP. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really, really do appreciate it. If you haven't done so already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I will see all of you in the next one. But before I go ahead and do that, I will cut the video so that way we can see exactly what happened to FAFing off. I think he got sniped by that TAC missile, but I just want to be 100% sure that's what happened. So we'll go ahead and cut to that now. And we are right at the moment, roughly, where FAFing off is going to die. You can see, you know, his explosion is going to occur right about here. Drimmer is at about half HP, and FAFing off is chasing him. There is a Team 1 PD built right here, so that will help out with the damage a little bit. Get rid of those things so it's easier to see. And again, Gava Gava does have that missile launcher on board. He's building that torp launcher. FAFing off is just sitting here, taking shot after shot after shot from that T1 PD. This one does not get built. There is a Salem that came in and it says, here comes the TAC missile. FAFing off isn't moving. And there he goes. Kaboom! That's a chest shot. And that was the assumption, and that ended up being true. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see all of you in the next one.